the word he used was meritocracy. And he said football is the ultimate meritocracy. And by this, what he meant is like you go out there every day and you prove yourself on the field that you are worth the job. Like you deserve the job. And I think, how many jobs do we work? How many traditional jobs do we work where you have to go out there and prove that you deserve to be there? Okay, what's up guys? KernelCory coming at you for the first Popcorn Talk, my newest podcast that I'm starting up as of right now. And basically the layout of this podcast, really quick, is going to be me jumping into a topic, a quote, something that resonates with me, whether it's a word, whether it's a quote, or anything as I just said. And then I'm going to dive into it, discuss it a little bit, and then I'm going to relate it to hopefully I'm going to try to relate it to real life, and then I'm trying to relate it to content creation or something along those lines. And here it is. So Tony Romo said this whenever he basically came out for his speech, and he told the media that, hey, I'm not going to be the starter for the Dallas Cowboys anymore. Dak Prescott has earned the role to be the starter for our team, and it's not, at this point, I'm not going to go and just demand my role back because I don't deserve it at this point. And basically, the word he used was meritocracy. And he said football is the ultimate meritocracy. And by this, what he meant is like you go out there every day and you prove yourself on the field that you are worth the job. Like you deserve the job. And I think, how many jobs do we work? How many traditional jobs do we work where you have to go out there and prove that you deserve to be there? And most of the jobs I've worked have been they've never been like that. I've never gone and been like, my job security is in threat because I have to prove that I'm worth whatever. And some of the jobs I think that are sort of like this are kind of like sales. I mean, nothing is guaranteed in sales, You have to go and prove that you have to earn your own money. Like you have to go and prove to someone like, hey, it's worth it. Like I have to sell whatever product and prove to them that you should buy this. And so my money is solely earned through my ability. So then relating this to further on the job thing, most jobs that I've owned and most jobs most people have, you do what you do, and after a while you've kind of set in stone, your pay is whatever, and this is a big thing. They have gotten rid of performance-based raises in a lot of companies, especially ones I've worked for. You don't, how well you do your job means nothing. Everyone's getting that same raise every year. And if that's true for your job, then boom, there you go. That's the fact. Your job is not a meritocracy because what you do means nothing. It's not about how well you do your job. It's just about if you're there. So then when I think of content creation and how this relates to that, think of something, I could talk about YouTube or something, or Twitch or anything like that. But what I really want to talk about, a thing that a lot of people do, is creating music. So if you create music, you may have one song that blows up, but that one song, your fame will deteriorate. People may always listen to that song, but in order to stay relevant, you have to keep producing songs. And every song's not going to be a hit. That's just a fact. Think of all the artists you listen to. Do you bump every single one of their songs and you're like, oh my God, all their songs are hits? No, they put out new tracks sometimes and you're like, it was kind of iffy. But they're willing to do that. You're not going to hit a hole in one on every shot. And that's just a fact. So you go out there and you prove by constant effort that you can do it. You can be worth something. And so then when I think of YouTube and I think of content creation, I look to see how some of the people have evolved. That's a big part of it too. You have to evolve over time. You have to prove that hey, I can evolve and stay relevant and stay on top or stay at the peak of my game. So I got into YouTube way back in the late 2000s. I want to say it was whenever Modern Warfare 2 came out. I don't know if that was 2009 or 2008, but it was right around that time. We got into it because we liked watching montages. And then as the years went on, Black Ops 1 came out, different YouTubers started to spike and different YouTubers fell off. And it's because they realized, like, there became points where what was popular on YouTube was different things. So for a while it was montages, but then people realized I can only put out montages every so often because it's so hard to get clips for it. So then what became the thing, I'm sorry if it's shaking, I'm holding this with my hand, so it's very hard, but what became the thing is to do gameplay commentaries. Get a good gameplay and then post it, put some voice over it, and then, put your own story to it. And that was a big thing that I loved. I loved telling stories over my gameplay. I used to do that all the time. Then, as that sort of phased out, because people were like, well, God, I only have so many stories I can tell, I can only talk about so many things. Then it became live commentaries. I can just record me playing and then record my voice live and then put those together. And that's easy, And so then that eventually evolved into what Twitch's main market is, live streaming video games. An interaction where the viewer, like, you can interact in real time with the viewer. So that became popular. And so as I look and I see the people who grew and the people who've stayed relatively on the forefront of all this, the ones who have done it have been able to because they've been willing, like, they've come from montage making and they did the commentaries and they did the live commentaries and now they're still doing the Twitch streaming. It didn't matter what it was, but they were willing to venture into new territory with the hopes of staying relevant and doing what was necessary. And that's a big part of it. You have to prove yourself every day. You have to prove I'm willing to adapt to what it takes to be successful. So I think I look at someone who just came back from YouTube. He hadn't posted a video in 7 years, but what's he posting? He's posting things that were cool 7 years ago. He's not going to stay, like, his viewership will never get to what it was unless he's willing to do something like, and I think I'm like, bro, you didn't put any of your socials in the thing, so no one can connect with you. And then if you really want to, like, make a return, you need to make a TikTok because that's the most relevant thing right now. As much as some people think it's cringy, TikTok has the biggest reach, the biggest current reach than any social media platform right now. I have 6 followers on TikTok. OMG. I post something, it gets 100 views. So that is over 20, well, I don't know. It's like, I don't even know, like, because think about it. 100 views, whatever the math is, my reach is phenomenal. If I can get 100 people to watch something when I should only, in theory, have 6 people watch it, it's insane. So it's like you have to be willing to adapt and stay relevant. And this is a big thing why I've failed over the course, like why I've failed previously, because I wasn't willing to stay relevant. I always thought too hard and I was like, it's not worth it. If I can't make a video that's worth watching, like, I just didn't make it. I wasn't willing to fail in order to succeed. And that's a big thing. I thought way too hard about trying to prove I thought every video needed to be a hit. And that was my mistake. Everything doesn't need to be a hit. If you make music, it's impossible. Like, all your videos are not going to hit on every level. But I've now realized, what I need to do is, now rather than focus my reach in just one area, I need to expand into every possible area. And that's what I posted in an Instagram video. I said, hey, like, I may have gotten 5 views on Instagram, but I posted it on Reddit. I posted it on TikTok. I posted it boom, 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 everywhere. I was willing to try everything. And that's the thing. Try everything, because that's how you're going to prove that you can do it. So, I think that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it made sense. I hope I didn't just ramble on and it seems like it flows and it's relatable and you can kind of get what I'm saying. But you have to prove yourself every day. Content creation is one of the ultimate meritocracies, just like professional sports. And it's even more, I feel like it's even more because whereas someone signs your contract in professional sports, No one's signing my contract as of right now. Like, the way I'm going to be successful is by keeping my viewers, bringing them value. And so I have to prove to them that, hey, it's worth your time every day to come and see what I'm doing. So that's how I'm proving myself every day. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. There'll always be great ones. Peace.